All right, so here is the partner application page, right? So they call restaurants partners, and here it says partner with Uber Eats and do more for your restaurant. Okay, right here, all you're gonna need is your name, address, first name, last name, phone number, email, number of locations, and just a little hint or knowledge. Uber Eats really puts preference with some chains. They have the largest amount of partnerships with restaurant chains in the US compared to DoorDash and Grubhub, right? So their commission starts at about 30%. You're probably wondering and asking to yourself what the cost is. You can negotiate a little bit. And what I can tell you is that the more locations that you have, the better negotiating power you'll have, right? But it all that depends on the numbers and financials, and we'll get into that later in the course where I'll show you how to calculate what your food cost is, what your profitability is, and really the driving force behind it is the marketing. And depending on the type of marketing that you run, um, you may not even need to opt for lower commission. So again, if you're not signed up, here is the application. The link is provided below, right? You're gonna have to put the type of cuisine here. And what Uber Eats will need from you is your registered LLC with your EIN. They will need a bank account number with your routing information to deposit your funds to you. Okay, and your restaurant information and address. So here's the rest of the landing page here. Thousands of Uber Eats app users may be searching for food. Totally true. It's the one thing that I love about Uber Eats is that it's kind of like Amazon. You can create a listing for your concept, and kind of like magic, you can start getting orders in without even marketing. We look at this as really a new customer acquisition channel. Now think about it. This is the best form of marketing, right? You can get your food into somebody's home, into their mouths. Think about that. So I always recommend every restaurant operator to get on Uber Eats and get on as many third-party platforms that are available in their area. For me personally, we're on DoorDash, Grubhub, Postmates. Here's a little description on how Uber Eats works. Customer orders, you prepare the food, and then the driver arrives, kind of like magic. So really, really easy. Again, that's what I love about it. It is kind of like magic. You put your listing up, you start getting orders, drivers start appearing. It's not as easy as 1, 2, 3. You're going to have to tighten up and understand everything. And the better that you get at this, the more that you look at this as a science and digital marketing, kind of like an e-commerce play, you'll have an advantage over a lot of other restaurant operators. A lot of restaurant operators are not savvy. They're not tech savvy. They don't understand the algorithms. They don't understand how the Uber Eats platform works. The more that you can stay ahead of the curve, it's going to pay you dividends in the long run, right? And you can apply a lot of these concepts to the other third-party platforms such as DoorDash, Postmates, and Grubhub, right? They have a testimonial here saying Uber Eats extends our brand awareness to neighborhoods that wouldn't normally be exposed to us. Totally true. And there are some statistics. 60% of operators surveyed say that offering delivery has generated incremental sales. I do agree with that, but a lot of operators do not understand the economics. If Uber Eats is charging a 30% commission, theoretically, you have to increase your price by more than 30% to offset that. It's more than 30%. And we'll go over that math later and how to create pricing that works in conjunction with your marketing. 1 in 4, 25 or 25% say of customer surveys say they spend more on off-premise orders. Totally true. As I'll discuss in this course, 2019, there was a lot of data saying that over 50% of all restaurant sales was taking place off-premise, meaning not in the restaurant. Think about that. And off-premise consists of online ordering, delivery, catering, drive-through, basically every method that doesn't take place in the restaurant. So as we think about the future of restaurant and restaurant spaces, they're getting smaller. People are not coming into the locations anymore. They're not sitting down to eat. Food is leaving the restaurant. It's being fulfilled by other places, right? That is not the restaurant. Commissary kitchens, ghost kitchens, cloud kitchens. So the future in the game is being innovative and creating ways to get your food to your customer faster. All right. And the last stat here is 77% is the expected rise in US restaurant specific food delivery sales. And this number is going to explode, especially during the time, post COVID. The number of third party delivery sales as a whole, you'd be surprised, and we'll go over it. It's really small. Okay. If we take third party delivery sales, all of Grubhub's, DoorDash, Uber Eats, all of their revenue combined that's generated for restaurants, it's a really small single digit number, believe it or not. And now that number is going to explode. This scenario of post-pandemic has expedited technology. This has created a situation where restaurants have to get the food to their customers. All right. And there's a quick FAQ. How long does it take to become a restaurant partner? Depending on how many locations you have, it's possible to become a partner in just a few days. You can begin the process by clicking here. When you click here, it brings you right back up to your form. All right. Keep in mind, if we're in a post-pandemic scenario, a lot of these third-party providers are slammed. They're signing up operators left and right. If you have a connect to a sales rep, I suggest going directly to the source. We're going to provide you with resources where you can contact Uber Eats directly, but get on top of it. I think this is the first step you need to take, is filling out your application, because it will take time to set up your account. How does pricing work? Uber Eats pricing is two parts. Real quick back here. You can begin the process by signing here. No, we didn't miss anything. Pricing, there's a one-time activation fee with a welcome kit, tablet, software, and a professional shoot. This is really cool because you get really nice shots for your products, and you can use it for your menu and things outside of Uber Eats. This, from my understanding, has been on hold. So note, because of the pandemic, you're probably not going to get a photo shoot. The one-time activation fee, I don't think I've ever paid that. That's negotiable. And I think that Uber Eats is trying to sign up every operator left and right, so you can negotiate that. Who handles each delivery? There's drivers in every different demographic and city. What is the radius? This varies from city to city. You can speak with your rep about the radius. In my experience and opinion, it generally covers 2 to 5 miles. I think 5 miles is usually the average. In some situations, it'll cover much, much further. I've personally ordered from the Uber Eats app from restaurants that are way outside that 5 mile radius. So it also depends on the city and the volume and the amount of drivers that are in the area. We'll go over that later, how the algorithm works, right? And the last part of the landing page here is what kind of Uber Eats tools do restaurant partners receive? You get a tablet, okay? You get a back end, right? You get the access to the restaurant manager, which gives you a lot of tools, analytics, reporting. It's pretty sick. You can do your marketing through there. And you get a tech team. You get customer service that helps you out, but they're not really the most helpful. Or it depends on who you speak to. This is what this course is for, to really learn the ins and outs, learn all the nuances, become an expert in Uber Eats and the restaurant manager. Your goal is to understand this so well that you know it better than your Uber Eats rep or your customer service reps.